It's happened again. It's happened again. Oh gosh. You know, that stings a lot. It stings a lot. We end up losing 24 points in a game that had so much build up. Like I myself obviously built it up massively, with the preview and all of that. Not for any other reason other than I genuinely, I promise you, I genuinely believed we were going to win yesterday. I really did. Why? I thought we had unlocked our game plan a little bit the week before. I thought the 9-day break was something that we were going to use to our benefit to be prepared to play hard for 4 quarters and not tire out. And the coaches had plenty of time to figure out the Pies game plan. I thought the Pies were missing, just that one too many key personnel, especially when Still Sidebottom goes out. I thought a few things, and I spoke to Collingwood fans after the game, and they even said the same thing. Like, you guys had us. I thought, I thought you had us, and we get to half time, and like how proud I was of that group at half time. Goodness me. And then that second half, that's disappointing. That is disappointing. Do not give me, yeah, but they tried. That's your job. That's not something you get bonus points for. That's your job. To do that week in and week. Trying is not something I'm going to give them credit for. No. Not yesterday. Not that. You don't get points for trying. You have to try. That's your base level. And I think the worst part of yesterday's game, which is probably what's got me really stumped right now, right, is that Collingwood wanted to win that game more. Like they wanted it more. That fucking hurts. That hurts so much. They wanted it more. In the years gone by, we've just been sort of outclassed. And the guys who are playing are not, we're not physically capable, and we could, in a sense, take a gallant effort, right? And maybe that performance is accepted in 2016, 17, 18, maybe even last year, which it was accepted last year because we had them and we fell away late. They got on top late, and we were seething, but it was that last year of, okay, you have a look at who we had in the park kind of thing and where we are in our development. But I'm sorry, like I said earlier this season, the expectations changed this year. This is year 1 for me of that not being acceptable anymore. And we're mentally not strong enough at the moment against the quality sides. Yep, we've shown improvement this year. I'm wrapped with that. I think we're starting to beat the sides that we believe that we should be beating. But when it comes to these top 4, 5 sides, it's the same story. And that's the next step. So that's something I don't want to panic. I'm not going to panic. But I sense a mental weakness, which I think stems from losing culture. I think. And the club, make no mistake, yeah, the club know all about this. None of this is new. Yeah, the club know exactly what's going on. And it is the toughest assignment, getting us out of this rot. Because Collingwood, at all points yesterday, you could just with body language, at all points yesterday, believed at all times it's Carlton. Of course, we're better than them. That's kind of where we're at. That's where teams are at. That's where these great teams, that's where these good teams are at. No matter what, we're Carlton, and they know they're better than us. That's what it felt like. And I like to look at body language a lot. Let's look at some body language. Let's look at the one key fucking piece of body language from yesterday's game. If you go to three-quarter time, both captains go into their huddles. Cripps goes into our huddle with the approach of, yeah, come on boys, we got him, come on. And he's smiling like we're about to get him, you know. And that's cool. He's excited. He's happy. And then you look at Pendlebury's body language, and it's all business, and he's eyeballing guys, and you know they've got a job to do. You know, it's business. For us, it's go out there and enjoy yourself. For Collingwood, this is business, right? So which one do you want to be? Oh, we just want to play our way. Yeah, okay. Well, what happens when you don't? What happens when you're not able to play your way? What happens then? I thought we were completely outcoached at times yesterday. How many times did Collingwood have that inboard kick in the corridor available? Was that effort? Was that structure? I don't know. The other thing I noted from yesterday was I felt sick to my stomach hearing Luke Hodges' voice tell me that Plowman was losing his starting position against Stevenson. Like, why am I hearing that on the broadcast, and why isn't that message in our fucking coach's box, yeah? If whoever's responsible, if the phone call isn't made to Luke Hodge to get him into the football club, into that coach's box, into that back six, then we're not actually fair dinkum here. Like, that's the guy. We need as many winners as possible on field, in the coach's box. Yeah? You go look at the Swans, for example. You look at those assistant coaches, Cox, McVeigh, next to Horse. You look at the assistant coaches in the Collingwood coach's box, filled with premiership players. That was another takeaway from me. We've got to put more winners around this football club. I know it's going to take time. I know everything can't happen straight away. I know. I understand. So that's why I'm, kind of reserved. But that hurt. Like, that hurt watching that, man. That hurt because we were primed for it. We were prepared, and the message was coming out of the club was that we were prepared. The president doesn't come out and speak a lot. Very, very rarely. He sort of does his business and lets the game happen. He even came out and addressed a question that was based around finals. I mean, the club sort of, and that's okay. Like, cool. Yeah, that's of course. That's what we want to do. That's the expectation. We expect to win. David Teague, his mantra about we expect to win every game that we play. Like, that's I've got no issue with that. I've got no issue with that at all. That's fine with me. That's the language I want to be hearing. Because if you don't believe it, you can't do it. But yeah, there's question marks over that group. And mentally, I just this stain of losing. I don't know. It's not a given that it's going to go away. It's just not. It doesn't just go away. There needs to be some serious work put in mentally to this group, I feel anyway. So, look, let's break it down a little bit more. I thought in the first half, our ability to get that goal after Collingwood kick 1 or 2, to not let it become 3 or 4. So proud of them. Like, so proud of them. I thought that last 7-8 minutes in the second quarter was phenomenal. I thought the way that we isolated their defenders was great. Maynard had like 6 of the half. I thought the third quarter is where we lost it because the effort was there, no doubt. But again, that's your job. The effort was there, and we weren't able to put that scoreboard pressure on from the effort. Very similar to last week in a sense. And Bucks said it during the game. He did an interview about I think it was at halftime. Like, what have you got to do? And he was talking about specifically how, the way that Collingwood were playing, it was allowing Carlton to get scores in transition. And that's something we're good at, scores in transition. But I don't know if we're going to be able to play this score in transition type football for 4 quarters, because there is also a coach in the coach's box on the opposite team who's going to shift some things around. And they did that really well. And so what they allowed themselves to do was when we got ascendancy in the third quarter in general play, they were able to, whatever structure they were going with, they were able to stop us from scoring heavily from it. And then they had the momentum in the fourth, and we had nothing. So it was very similar to 2019. I'm gutted because that's Collingwood. It's Collingwood. It means more. It means more to me, and it should mean more to them. And when you're outworked, like they're not babies anymore. Stop treating them like babies. They're not. They're capable now. This group is capable now. There's enough there. There's plenty there. They're just not able at the moment. For me, there's effort, right? And then there's focus. And it's got to marry up. Effort can also be seen when you're just banging on the boot forward because you're just trying, and it's just everything's just like a panic, right? But Collingwood had that effort, and they were able to also settle, get that kick where it needed to go, be methodical. Whereas we're trying to kick the ball over the top every time to these forwards. Now, I don't know if it's the forwards' fault or the midfielders' fault, but in transition, I understand you've got to kick it over the top. I love that game, don't get me wrong, but when we're not scoring off turnover and we're going forward, don't you think there should be probably a little bit more leading at the ball? I felt like, and I could be wrong, correct me if I am, I felt like there was, and if you're at the game, this is something I want to definitely ask you, I felt like the forwards didn't lead with purpose a lot yesterday. They waited for that ball to come over the top. Shout out to Swoop Luke and the Collingwood faithful, because you know what? As much as I'm disappointed about the loss, I thought the build-up was really fun. I thought it was done in good spirit. I thought, the Collingwood fans were great. I'm going to take it. I'm going to cop it. I deserve to cop it because I fucking put right in my mouth. But the Collingwood fans that came out and gave me shit, you all did a really good job of not going over that line, and that's probably something that won't get spoken about, but I'll talk about it. So I have to sit here and respect you and not talk shit and talk about how mighty you are, because you're winners. You've been in grannies. You haven't won grannies, but I'm not here to talk shit. I'm here to talk about how you've been there and how you're a good side. So you guys must be stoked that you have a resilient group and a structure, and that's something that I'm jealous of, because that's where I want my club to be. So yeah, that's my review. Those are my thoughts and emotions. We've got to turn this shit around straight away. We've got the Giants coming up ASAP, and here we go. Another test of the resilience. Another test right here, because the Giants are back. So let's see. What about you? Let me know what you think. Let me know what you thought. I got to say, big kudos to you guys who jumped on for the fan cams, because it was a very emotional loss, very tough to swallow. And those of you who came on the video and expressed yourselves without going personal at these players, I think you should be stoked with yourselves. I was really, really mindful and worried about doing that after a loss, but that the fan cams are here forever. They're here to stay. So after games, it's your time. You want to get some things off your chest after a win or a loss. I find after a win it's easy, everyone's up and about, but after a loss it can be therapeutic, and I think you guys have built that with your ability to get involved and stay in tune with what we're trying to build here, with the Blue Abroad channel and the platform. So I really enjoyed that. I hope you guys did as well. Thanks to Jed and Harrison for the pre-game show. I thought they were fantastic. Ethan and Nathan for the next gen. Pom does the analytics corner. I'm so proud of what's going on here. It's so cool what's being built, and you're all starting to put your pieces in. You're all starting to include yourself. So yeah, thank you to you guys. But you guys at home watching, talk to me. What'd you see? What happened? I'll get the player ratings video out next, and that'll be an interesting one, because I actually thought some players played really well for the most part. So have a great one. Go the Mighty Blues.